The Laugh or Else radio show has been known to play some music and say some words that could be very well interpreted as inappropriate by some of the more sensitive and younger listeners out there in Radioland. Fortunately for LOE Radio, WNUR-FM finds this type of talk, ideas, and media to be artistically and culturally significant for the greater good of mankind. We are only allowed to broadcast this type of entertainment between a very specific set of hours due to the current indecency tolerance of the faculty, which is, for some arbitrary reason, 11:30 p.m. to 6 a.m., rather than the official guidelines drawn up by the FCC regarding safe harbor for all of radio.
About to be a fucking problem.
The following feature has been rated R by
Timur Radicek.
Parental guidance is suggested. It is intended for mature audiences and parental discretion is advised.
If you're offended by any word in any language, it's probably because your parents were unfit to raise a child.
You better smoke another blunt.
Welcome. This is Laugh or Else.
Laugh
Or else.
Your host,
I know I'm a stud.
Timur Radicek.
Makes your farts smell like you're a cannibal. That had to be some vile poop. It must have smelled like he needed surgery.
Laugh
Or else.
For the next 2 hours, you are invited to take part in a terrestrial radio experience unlike any other found on commercial radio.
He probably lost his job at the glory hole.
You are hereby challenged to laugh or else.
You like yogurt?
Oh my God.
You're gonna love this. Vagina yogurt.
Our mission, which we have all selflessly accepted, is to exploit that raw emotion that solicits a deviant smile and induces inappropriate laughter. Welcome to the Laugh or Else radio show on 89.3 WNUR-FM.
Yes, indeedy. That's the signal to call the stations. WNUR-FM, Evanston, Chicago. My name is Timur Radicek, your freeform community DJ, and this is my show, the Laugh or Else radio show. I'm joined in studio with the legendary mixologist, Jay Sell.
What's up, Timur? What's going on, Chicago?
What's happening, Jay
Oh,
Sell?
ready to go again, man. Let's go hard. Let's hit it hard.
We gonna hit it hard.
That's what I like.
There's a special event moving in on the horizon of WNUR that we got to talk about.
And what is that, sir?
Happens every year. It's a little tradition here at WNUR called the Phonathon. And if you're not familiar with the Phonathon, like I said, it happens once a year. And it's a chance for us to solicit donations to keep the radio station alive and to put new equipment in the studios so that you can hear us nice and clearly.
That's right. That's a little disclaimer that I had to do every 2 minutes, I think, last year.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
We eventually recorded it and just started playing the recordings. But so let me just talk briefly about the Phonathon. Every year, WNUR takes to the community to keep our signal transmitting by soliciting donations from our listening audience. If you enjoy one of the many dedicated shows on the station, now, not technically right now, but as of Monday, it'll be your chance to give back. Everybody likes to give, right, Jay?
Everybody likes to give. Give it up, man. We could be like your own personal, remember Comic Relief?
Yeah.
From the 80s with Whoopi Goldberg,
Robin
Billy
Williams.
Crystal, and the late, absolutely, the great Robin Williams, man.
That's exactly what it's like. Or the Jerry Lewis, the kids telethon.
Jerry Lewis telethon?
Yeah.
Like Chris Rock said, what was the telethon for, man? To keep Jerry's hair black?
yeah, 80-something years old. He got jet black hair.
He goes, he's like, he said, Sammy Davis Jr. dead. He's like, Dean Martin dead. He's like, Frank Sinatra dead. He's like, Jerry Lewis has a full set of black hair.
Yeah, jet black, yeah. Those donations are the only thing that keep the station alive, and without you, we would eventually go off the air, and Gary Marshall's donations of this exquisite facility
would go kaput.
Yeah, it would likely just become another area for classrooms on campus.
Nobody wants that.
No, especially when you got awesome broadcasting like this happening.
Absolutely.
WNUR allows community DJs like myself and Jay Sell to continue showcasing our materials not normally heard on the station because we kind of change it up a little bit. We go commercial a little bit, you know.
Just a tad, man.
Just a tad. Since we have been through school and haven't landed a job in the industry yet, this gives us enough room to put on some kind of show, talk radio, maybe a little bit of comedy and adult opinion here and there that you wouldn't hear on your typical radio station. The caveat is, J-Sal.
Yes, sir.
That we are not interrupted at all by commercials.
That's right, we're not.
No corporate overlords to dictate the kind of programming we can offer our listeners. Your donations will not go unnoticed. I guarantee that. There are a number of collectibles you can get that feature designs and logos of WNUR and your favorite shows within. Do us all a super solid, and when those phone lines open up on Monday, reach out with your hearts and your wallets and show WNUR some appreciation. Help keep us on the air at WNUR and remain broadcasting commercial free. That's it.
That's it. I like it.
Short and to the point.
That's right.
So, the Phonathon starts Monday, goes all the way through, I want to say, next Sunday.
I like short and to the point. Reminds me of my ex who just stood up right to my crotch.
Right to the point.
Just right to the point, man.
No further.
That's it. I mean, just we're right where right. It's like the visas, right where I want you to be.
That's so. It's about time we recap on what's been going on in the days since we've last reached out to you here at WNUR and the LOERadio Radio Show. Trump's always in the news, Jay.
Trump's America now, boy.
Yeah, apparently it's his news cycle as well for the next 4 years, because there's nothing else but Trump in the news. And Trump appears to be on some sort of industrial tour to help blame what happened in Parkland, Florida, on everything but the actual problem.
In the same Florida shooting and stuff where he said he himself would have gone in unarmed to take down the perpetrator.
Yeah, he would have did some cartwheels through the front door.
He would have shown him pictures of his hot daughter.
Oh, man.
You can have this. No, stop. No shooting.
She's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous. I should know. I deflowered her myself.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Trump had ruffled up some suits in the video game industry with some strange declaration about engaging in conversations with them concerning their role in society's behavior concerning what happened in Parkland, Florida. Now, Jay, I don't know if you remember this or just vaguely, in the last 15 or so years, every 7 years a video game has to be brought out in front of the public.
Example of, right? Yeah, of course.
It's
same thing that happened with the NWA records back in the late 80s, man.
It's the only form of media that goes unregulated, which means the government has no oversight over the things they sell or how they sell it.
Correct.
And so every it seems like, I swear to God, every 7 years, I can go back to Mortal Kombat.
All right.
Grand Theft Auto.
Big one.
And now, what's the big one out now? That's
Halo. What are you talking about? There's a bunch of them, isn't there? Isn't there Call of Duty?
That's what it is. It's Call of Duty or whatever the battle, the combat simulators are that people think are causing kids to be stupid. My general thinking on it is this: if you believe media of any form, books, movies, video games, are gonna affect your children in that way, you probably shouldn't let them see the adult-themed material just geared towards adults.
Right.
So if your kids are playing Grand Theft Auto when there's a 17+ logo clearly written on the box, you're probably not doing your job.
Correct. I mean, that happened to me too, Tim, and audience, believe it or not, man. I was a kid, and I was influenced by video games too back in the 80s, man. I would hang out with a little short Italian plumber, and we tried to get the girl back from the overgrown gorilla and stuff, man.
Right. Jumping over the flaming barrel.
Right, and I had a little the mallet and stuff to hit the thing. And then I'd hit the certain one, and I'd go from like Peter Dinklage and stuff to like Dr. House, MD and stuff, man, looking like him,
Yeah. Or sometimes you jumped in a rocket ship and blew up some asteroids,
Or something like that. Or Galaga, man. I'd wait for my first capture player to get, up, and then I'd shoot him down, and I had 2 players now, man, and I'd dominate in Galaga.
Yeah, but as we sit around and wonder why parents let their kids play these games while they just legislate and try to manipulate like public consumption. I don't understand this. It just seems like they want to hit the game industries with regulations, but they're going about it in this weird-ass way, convoluted, like, oh, it's because games make people murderers. No, they don't.
Right.
If that were the case, like, they'd stop making films altogether, or video games.
Right, yeah. I mean, there's been enough, what was it, the two girls that, what was it, the
Slender Man
in Wisconsin,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, they
that
made a movie
blamed.
about that.
Right. So, I mean, anybody that's going to be easily influenced is going to be affected by, I don't care what it is.
But here's the situation, Jay. That whatever took place in that time it took for them to stab that poor girl 70-something times.
Right, and she still lived, mind you.
Where were the adults, man? 70-something times by a kid. That's like at least a half hour's worth of work, man.
Right.
How do you not notice 2 9-year-olds or 13-year-olds are gone? Like, I don't know. Where the parents?
That's nuts, man. The fact that these girls thought it was a good idea to try to take another friend's life, man, that's insane, man.
Well, I mean,
where is the parenting?
It's some sort of, like, why do these kids believe, like, in Slender Man in the first place?
I don't know, because they need something to believe in? I don't know.
But what makes them believe, like, a monster lives in the woods and he's waiting for...
Man. I have no idea. The same way that those 2 actors and stuff, man, Team Jacob and Team Edward from the Twilight movies were employed, 3 times for that. So, I don't know, man.
I don't know about I've never seen any of those Twilight movies.
Exactly my point, man. You don't know. Yeah. But yet, somehow it became a trilogy and a phenomenon. I don't know how. I mean, I'm trying to set the example of, anything is, you get easily influenced by anything whatsoever.
So
you'd be surprised what reaches people.
Again, like I said, instead of addressing what the root cause of these social issues are, they're trying to put Band-Aids on broken bones by legislating behavior. And that's not how you fix things, man. You got to find out what the problem is, and it's usually a created problem. So, and there's money involved, which means somebody doesn't want to lose money by losing out on whatever it is they're selling or pushing that is causing this issue, like prescription medicines. That's just my 2 cents, man. Next, the university student is accused of killing his parents at Central Michigan University.
Right when they picked him up for the visit, huh?
Yeah, dude. How strange is this?
Right. So they probably they must have told him something beforehand that really pissed him off, and he was probably plotting his next move, and that's the first thing that he thought about.
Right.
Like, I don't know, like, let's say we're not going to help you out as much before, you're going to have to get a job or something, or I don't know. Who knows what the reasoning behind that was, man, but, rest in peace, Mom and Dad, man. I mean, again, right? What made this kid snap?
What is it? Yeah.
He pulled an Eric and Lyle Menendez on his own, man.
Right. Yeah, so he's been captured. Campus officials said James Eric Davis Jr., 19, allegedly killed the couple in a residence hall on Friday morning when they came to pick him up for the week-long spring break. Man, couldn't even wait till after break was over.
I don't know if that really mattered to him. He's going to have a long, extended spring break, I'll tell you that.
He's going to have a permanent vacation.
He's going to have a permanent, but it's not going to be the type of people he wants to see in their, nether regions and all that.
That's where he's gonna go.
Exactly.
When you make those stupid decisions, you go to the place with the stupid people that make those stupid decisions.
Right.
Remember when we just rode boat? Remember I wrote this. Remember when we used to just ride bikes and play baseball and football summer, Jay?
Yeah, man. I remember
out
that.
They're live streaming murder rampages.
That's horrible, man. I remember the time I used to have to come home was when the sun went down.
That's right. Spank your badass kids, people.
That's right.
Try that before you send them off to a doctor to see about getting their head swelled up with some medicines.
Right. In the words of the late great Bernie Mac, he's like, man, forget the kids, man. He's like, these kids ain't gonna kill me. I'm gonna kill them. He's like, you don't read about in Jet and Ebony magazine. He's like, it's a damn shame how Bernie messed up them kids.
Yeah, that's a good impression.
Thank you.
Here's a story that kind of went overlooked because it happened on the very same day of the Parkland shooting. A man was shot by police after preventing a potential church shooting in Texas.
No.
Yes. After wrestling the gun away from the would-be shooter, Tony Garces, a student at the city mission, was shot by arriving officers when he didn't drop the weapon fast enough. He was shot twice in the shoulder and neck simply because he didn't want to accidentally discharge the gun by dropping it. This happened the same day as the Florida shooting, as I mentioned. Finally, Facebook is testing a new downvote button which I can't wait to use repeatedly over and over and over.
Use that for people posting pictures of their kids.
Yeah. Look at these dumbass kids.
It's not as cute as you think it is, man.
No, right.
He goes, him downstairs with some milk and cookies.
Man, who him?
Who the hell is him? Like, I ain't no person. Like, I ain't got no name.
Yeah.
It's like, you take your bow-legged his ass up the stairs, man. Did you tell the little fairy man he can't have no damn milk and cookies?
You tell him to come down here. Late great Bernie Mac.
In trouble for that, man.
It don't matter.
I like it though.
Chicago's
own Bernie Mac.
However, the social network denied that the new feature was a dislike button, which many Facebook users have requested. The downvote button is being tried out by a small number of U.S. users. The company also announced a number of other measures aimed at improving the Facebook community. The social network confirmed the test news on site TechCrunch. We were exploring a feature for people to use to give feedback about comments in public page posts. This is running for a small set of people in the U.S. only as of now, the company said in a statement. The question I'm asking is, J-Cell, who intends to collect downvoted data from Facebook and for what purpose?
They're just bored, man. Look at Zuckerberg, man, coming out and saying that
it's more
he's got to reinvent the wheel now.
No. It's more social engineering for advertisements. It's how can we sell you crap more efficiently?
Right.
And by looking at all his downvote data, you could see, like, oh, he downvoted eating Tide Pods. Great. Right. Somebody should be doing that by now.
Like,
what the hell?
You know, like the stories that come out of Chicago, child killed or struck by a bullet and stuff. I'm like, I don't like this at all.
Man, dude, yeah.
I don't like this at all.
Inappropriate. I'm trying to have coffee at 8 a.m. and there's a shooting video that pops up in my feed. What the hell?
Right. Or like the late, speaking of great comedians, like Patrice said and stuff, man. He's like, help these dogs, man. They got these pencils stuck in the eyes, man. With the songs by Sarah McLachlan on the commercial, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poor that dogs, man, with the pencil in the eyes and stuff, right? Yeah. I'm like, come on. I'm trying to have my cereal, man. I'm trying to see no kitties and puppies, man, being hurt, man. Come on, man.
Oh, the one I see all the time is where they're out in a cold farm or something.
Yeah.
And these poor animals are freezing in cages individually. I'm like, just go get some blankets and throw them in a truck. Why are you sitting here filming this? But that's gonna do it for our first segment. It's time for us to get to a music break. If you wanted to reach out and call the Laugh Rails Radio Show, you could do so. The phone number and area code is 847-866-9687. Again, that phone number and area code is 847-866-9687 or WNUR. So I'm going to continue with the music theme I brought to the show today. It's actually for you to reach out and call. All these songs I'm going to play are dedicated to contacting people or reaching out and trying to touch one another.
Reach out and touch someone.
This one's called No Phone, and it's by a band that I kind of dig called Cake.
We're having cake?
We are going to have some cake, Jay.
Yeah!
WNUR. We like to go back to this day in music history just to see what has been happening out before Jay and I took the station over here.
That's right.
So as far back as 2011, Johnny Preston, running bear, dies of heart failure at age 71. On this day in 2010, Redborn co-founder Lolly Vegas, who wrote and sang their hit "Come and Get Your Love," dies of lung cancer.
Come and get your love.
Yeah, I don't mean to laugh. It's just that, it's death.
Right, it happens, right?
John Cephas of Cephas and Wiggins dies at age 78. Anything happy happen on these days?
Just death, man.
John McGeoch, a Scottish guitarist who played with Magazine, let me guess, he dies? At age 48.
Good Lord.
Bruce Springsteen, we know he's not dead.
Yeah, we know he's not.
Plays Hank Ballard's 1960s hit, Let's Go, Let's Go, Let's Go, at his show in Jacksonville, Florida, to honor Ballard, who died days earlier. Damn it!
Well, it's still connected to death, man.
Yeah. In 2001, Glenn Hughes, the biker in The Village People, dies.
Good Lord, man.
Everybody's dying of cancer, too, isn't it?
It's horrible.
How inconvenient. Michael Jackson on this day in 2001 and friend Macaulay Culkin spend the night shopping at London Record Store, which stays open after hours to accommodate the pair.
Just two big kids hanging out.
That's right. One really big kid and one not so big kid.
Right.
Cowboy singer Eddie Dean dies of emphysema on this day in 1999.
Good Lord. Too many cigarettes, probably.
Yeah.
What did he sing?
He was a Marlboro guy. I don't know.
Was he?
No, I don't know. Just must have been his brand of choice. In 1998, Bad Religion's breakthrough album Stranger Than Fiction, which was also a movie featuring Will Ferrell and Dustin Hoffman, Jay.
Yeah, I remember that one, Stranger Than Fiction.
Yeah, you didn't like it?
Not really. It was pretty bad, actually.
Yeah, I agree.
Very bad.
I agree.
Bad Religion, help me out here, man. I'm trying to get a hold of their what hit did they have? Bad Religion.
Bad Religion.
Right.
Not Bad Company.
Not Bad Medicine.
That's Bon Jovi.
Right. Not Bad to the Bone.
Bard College. Oh, I put Bard Religion.
Bard Religion.
We're gonna be.
I'm sure there'll be something,
bards,
right?
Yeah.
Now they're gonna get solicitations trying to join their cult, man.
Nothing but D.
You know what you just did? Open Pandora's box up, man.
Bad Religion sings American Jesus, infected punk rock song. I'm gonna have to play something because
Bad Religion.
I don't know exactly quite. Yeah, they're punky, kind of
post Green Day-ish. Early Blink 182-ish.
Before Green Day, I want to say. According to the link here.
That sounds very much like Green Day, man.
Yeah, Green Day, REM, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so that's...
It's 90s, though. It's like late alternative, I suppose.
What happened to them in 98? Their album Stranger Than Fiction came out. In 1996, Grand Ole Opry icon Minnie Pearl dies at age 83.
I remember Minnie Pearl with the hat.
Yeah, of course. That's just probably the end of our childhood.
Yeah.
The Beatles sang Real Love, compiled by John Lennon, released in the UK in this day in 1996. Finally, 1994, Kurt Cobain spends 20 hours in a coma after overdosing on Rohypnol, a prescription sedative, and Champagne. We could also include this one in 1993. On this day, Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown welcome a baby girl, Bobby Christina.
Good Lord, man. 2/3 of that family's gone, man.
Right?
Good Lord.
And the talentless Hack's the one that still lives on.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug, man.
Yeah. It certainly is. So that's,
you never liked Bobby Brown? Not even Don't Be Cruel? It's my prerogative, no?
Yeah.
The way that I want to do.
I wasn't like a Keith Sweat, Bobby Brown kind of guy.
Every little step I take.
Yeah. You know, I can appreciate what he did. Like, what was the Ghostbusters track he did?
Right. We're on a roll. Well, I guess too hot to handle, too cold for both. They call them Ghostbusters and they're in control.
Yeah, but what was the hook?
We're on a roll. I guess we'll have to take
control.
Right. Control. You know what I'm talking about. Gotta take control.
gotta take control.
I don't know what was worse, man. Ghostbusters 2 or the reboot?
The reboot?
Think so?
Yeah, by far,
Part 2
dude.
sucked though, man.
Yeah, but the reboot was atrocious.
Yeah, it was a different perspective. I just think part 2 was horrible, man.
No, the reboot spent too much time trying to be like the original movie.
You remember Vigo, the evil, the bad guy in part 2? The Carpathian?
Yes, Vigo
that's
the Carpathian.
One of the henchmen. That's one of Han's henchmen in Die Hard.
What about the dude that was from Ally McBeal? Why am I drippings with glue?
Yeah, why am I drippings with glue? Peter McNichol. Yeah, character actor, Peter McNichol. He was, you know what was funny in? Do you like Mr. Bean? Rowan Atkinson?
Of course.
The Mr. Bean movie.
Yeah,
he was the
which one? Johnny English?
No. The Mr. Bean.
The actual Mr. Bean movie.
Right, when he goes from L.A. to it goes New York, London to L.A.
Isn't he like an
He's the
adopted kid or something?
No, he's just the big goof. Obviously, the Rowan Atkinson character, Mr. Bean. He goes to protect Whistler's mother from London, England to L.A. That's the one scene where he's waving at everybody and he sees somebody give him the finger, so he thinks that's how you say hello.
Yeah,
he's in a convertible giving everybody the finger in L.A.
Yeah.
I thought that was.
He's a class.
He's funny, dude. Rowan Atkinson is very funny, man.
You gotta be talented to make people laugh without saying a word.
Right. That's total mine, man. That's like the Marcel Marceau thing, man. The physical comedy. Charles Chaplin, Cantinflas, for those people that know Latin American comedy legends. Who else, man? Just anything, right? Anything mine. I mean, a good performer.
Yeah. We don't have to go that far back to silent movies, but still,
Right.
like Charlie Chaplin and all them dudes too. So Jay mentioned a little something during the music break about the Oscars.
That's right.
You were talking about how the Tanya Harding.
I, Tanya?
Yeah.
Good movie. I saw that one. I wanted to see more. I guess I can still get a chance maybe to catch one matinee or something before. But we know like movies like Get Out, which has got a very, very huge push. Best director for Jordan Peele, but I did get a chance to see.
It's supposed to be a horror movie, right?
It's a horror movie. Suspense, I call it. Not necessarily horror, but it's psychological suspense movie.
That's the one where the guy goes to the neighborhood and they're all
He goes with his girlfriend. It's Brian Williams' daughter, man. It has Allie Williams, the really beautiful girl from The Girls Show.
And there's
HBO.
like hostages there or something.
Well, it's basically, I mean, for those people, I guess maybe it's too soon to do spoilers, but he knows something stinks in suburbia.
You seen it?
I seen it. Yeah, I saw it. It's a good movie, man. Jordan Peele did a great job, man. For his first time directing, he hit one out of the park.
No, it's not his first movie.
Directing?
They made
what else to direct? Not the Keanu movie, dude, about the cat.
That's him and his buddy.
No, let's be serious, man. Come on, man. Get Out was a great breath of fresh air. Keanu was like Geely, was starring Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, dude.
Yeah, wow.
Come on, I couldn't even sit through it, dude.
Did you just dump some mud on that name?
That was a horrible movie.
So here, let me discuss a short list of some of the movies that are going to be nominated for Best Picture. The Shape of Water.
Guillermo del Toro. Mexican director known for Pan's Labyrinth, known for Blade 2. Known also for Pacific Rim and other favorites.
Yes, very, very image-based stuff.
He's incredible, man.
Like I was telling Jay, Pan's Labyrinth is just it's eye candy.
Yeah,
it's really good.
And you told me that it was kind of a what is it? Kind of an homage or kind of like a twisted version of Alice in Wonderland. I never knew that.
For
man.
sure, there's a movie formula that Like I don't know how many movies actually follow it, but like since. I can't remember the original movie with Sean Connery where he's like searching for gold, somebody's gold, or like he crosses Egypt to find gold. You know what movie I'm talking about?
I'm trying to think of it. You know I'm a movie nerd, man. I just
can't but that movie uses a formula that most popular movies kind of use, where it's like, okay, here's your hero, he gets in trouble, got to find an artifact of some kind, and then bring peace to the country or community or wherever he is. Right. And I don't know, it's just weird how all these movies kind of stem from this kind of formula.
The Shape in the Water, just saying, is kind of a modern day telling of Beauty and the Beast, actually.
Okay.
So somebody did mention that.
Yeah, well, I mean, Hollywood's out of ideas.
Right.
There's no originality left, so...
The late Roger Ebert said this, Timmer. He says, and anytime you copy somebody's idea in books, it's called plagiarism. You do it in movies, it's called an homage.
Yeah, right.
That's how you get away with it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an homage.
Right. Or it's like when you cover another artist's music. It's a tribute.
It's a tribute, right?
That's how you can get away with it. Other movies include Dunkirk, which I'm kind of interested to see.
That's this is Christopher Nolan.
Yes. Phantom Thread, Paul Thomas Anderson.
Starring the incomparable, the man, Bill the Butcher himself, man, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so this is a priest, the Pope's new army, a few crusty bitches and a handful of ragtags. He's like, and on the seventh day the Lord rested, but after that he squatted over England and out came Ireland.
That's
Gangs of New York, dude.
Yeah, Scorsese,
that's a
right?
damn good movie. Hell yes, of course, man. Leo DiCaprio and Cameron Diaz, man. That's a great movie, man.
3 Billboards Outside
of Ebbing, Missouri. That is a damn good movie, dude.
You saw that one recently?
I saw that one. That's a great movie. It's Frances McDormand, who I think is one of the best working actresses in Hollywood.
Martin McDonagh.
It's almost like a Coen Brothers dark comedy. It's also Sam Rockwell, who's great in everything, and Woody Harrelson.
As Jay mentioned, Get Out from Jordan Peele.
From the Key and Peele fame.
That's right. The Post, a Steven Spielberg movie featuring Amy Pascal.
I'm not familiar with that one, really, man.
Neither.
It's Spielberg, so you know it's going to be good.
Call Me By Your Name, Luca Guadagnino.
I don't know. Is that a foreign film?
Gotta be. And Lady Bird with Scott Rudin and Eli Bush.
That's supposed to be a good movie, too. Is that it?
That's just for Movie of the Year, but if you want full list of Oscar nominations, we can go. Here we go. Best Lead Actor, Timothy Chalamet, Call Me By Your Name, Daniel Day-Lewis for Phantom Thread, Daniel Kaluuya for Get Out, Gary Oldman for Darkest Hour, and Denzel for Roman J. and Israel Esquire.
It's supposed to be a good movie. Actually, it's available on Netflix. I got to check it out.
Is that some kind of religious movie?
No, it's I don't know what it is. Basically, he's got a big old fro and he's doing stuff. I don't know. But I mean, Denzel's good in everything.
Denzel in
you
a
know
fro,
that.
I'm sold. That's all I need to see.
He goes around like training. He go boom. That's what he does the whole movie.
In the lead actress category, Sally Hawkins for The Shape of Water, Frances McDormand for The Billboards Outside Edinburgh,
Ebbings, Missouri.
Ebbing, Missouri. Margot Robbie
Margot
for
Robbie.
I, Tanya. Saoirse Ronan for Lady Bird. Is that like a movie based on Hank Hill's dog? Meryl Streep for The Post. What other categories are interesting besides best
supporting
actor?
actress is going to be good, man. Allison Janney, who plays Tanya Harding's mom.
Not even mentioned here.
She's not? She didn't get nominated? No.
What I got here is
best supporting actress.
Oh,
you sure?
Actress. Yeah,
she's got to be there.
Yeah,
Allison Janney.
Allison Janney,
man,
I,
she's
Tanya.
awesome. What about
Mary J. Blige?
For what movie?
I didn't even know Mudbound.
I don't even know. I don't know what that is.
Is that a Triple X movie?
Hey-o. I do a few more shots of tequila, sweetheart. We'll be mudbound in about an hour or two.
We'll go mud hunting. So supporting actor, supporting actress, best director, animated feature. Let's see, The Boss Baby. Oh my God!
With Alec Baldwin.
Oh, that's the worst. Oh my God!
What else, man? Any Pixar?
The Breadwinner. Never heard of it. Coco.
It's supposed to be really good.
Never heard of it. Ferdinand. Never heard of it.
Yeah, that just came out too a little bit.
Loving Vincent. Never heard of any of these. No. Pixar.
That sounds like a porno, man.
Yeah. Well, Hugh Welchman, Sean Bobbitt, Sean and Lorena Bobbitt.
It's only a half mast.
Permanently. Animated short, adapted screenplay, original screenplay.
What about songs? Any good artists that contributed to music?
Best live action short film, best foreign language film. Was Jackie Chan's movie in there?
Which one?
No,
The Foreigner. You seen it yet?
No.
That's a good movie, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see it.
Really good.
Sure. Original score: Dunkirk.
All right.
Hans Zimmer.
No best song.
Original songs: Mighty River from Mudbound, Mary J. Blige. Let's have a listen. Mudbound.
That's why she's nominated. Okay. You know the two big winners that come to mind with best song, right? Was Eminem for 8 Mile.
Yeah.
And then what's her name for Skyfall? Help me out here. Hello. What's her name?
Oh, Adele.
Mm-hmm. So those are two huge winners.
I don't know where they're going with the James Bond themes anymore. They're letting Adele do it. Before it was like Beyonce.
Well, instead of Adele, it was supposed to be Amy Winehouse, but she died.
Yeah, that's true. Amy Winehouse, I don't know, man.
She was a great voice.
I don't think we got enough material out of her before she.
Oh, of course
she
not, man. She was the Biggie and Tupac of her day, man.
Could have been. You know what though? She kind of like carved her own little corner out of music.
She had I just know about the voice, man. That was an amazing soulful voice she had, man. She built out anything.
She had like Frank Sinatra style tone to her.
She played with Tony Bennett before Gaga did. She made it cool.
Yeah. There was some thing of her on Star Search.
Really?
Yeah, where she had performed with like a piano guy. I can't remember who it was.
They tried to call me up from rehab, and I said no.
Visual effects. This is my category. Blade Runner 2049. Have you seen it?
You know what? No, dude, I haven't. How is it?
It's good.
Yeah?
It's more about the visuals than it is.
Yeah, of course. It looks amazing, dude.
It's a mediocre story.
I have to refresh the original one, and to be honest,
No, you don't. You don't even have to watch the original. No.
Okay.
Because it just tells you, it recaps you through the movie, and it's 2 hours before you see Harrison Ford. So
right.
There's a lot of exposition that goes on.
Just kind of like the Star Wars where he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, The New Hope. The Force Awakens. Sorry.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 visual effects.
Those are good, man.
Haven't seen that yet.
No, have you seen the first or second?
I've seen the first. Yeah.
You talk about a good throwback music in that, man. The whole soundtrack, that "Come and Get Your Love" is featured in that movie, the one we talked about.
You let me hand pick a soundtrack for a movie. I'm gonna pick all the best songs too. Like, really?
You know how much you have to pay in rights for all those songs, right? That's Marvel.
Well,
that's Marvel money right there, man.
We're talking Disney money.
Of course we are.
Yeah. I love the South Park characterization of Disney.
Walt
the mouse.
Disney?
Yeah.
Really?
He's like, here comes the mouse. And he's like putting a smackdown on everybody.
That's funny though, man.
Wait, who was it? It was not Hanson, but the One Direction kids that he was bitch slapping. And
That's
straightening them
funny.
out. Oh, it's the best.
That's South Park still, man. Trey Parker, Matt Stone, man.
Yeah. Star Wars is also featured in the visual effects category.
Of course. Again, Disney, man. That damn mouse.
And finally, War of the Planet of the Apes, which is another movie I want to see.
That's
but
good too, man. I saw that one. Woody Harrelson was in that one too. It was good.
I'm getting tired of seeing Woody Harrelson.
You know who's good and that wasn't good in Black Panther? Was a guy that does the facial. You know him from Gollum from My Precious.
Oh, the
Andy Serkis.
he's the guy that played the.
He's the villain. He's the villain in the. I mean, aside from Michael B. Jordan, he's the other villain in Black Panther. He's a damn good actor, man. He's really good in everything he does, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember, he blames everything on Sean. What is it, Sean Astin? He goes, "It's not me. It was the fat one," and he sprinkles crumbs on him and stuff, saying he stole all the food.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that was a good ass movie. Good series of movies. I remember the last time I watched them, I watched all three in the same day.
Right.
And then I needed a vacation after that. God.
All those walking trees, man, walking like at half a mile an hour.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what's been going on in music and entertainment.
I have a question. You're probably not going to catch the Oscars, are you, sir?
What time are they?
Probably tomorrow, starting at 7, I think.
I doubt I'll even be home by then.
And it's still going to be Jimmy Kimmel hosting. And remember the snafu they had last year where they gave where Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway announced that it was supposed to be La La Land with Best Picture, and they messed up.
Oh, yeah.
And then it ended up because they had the Best Actress for Emma Stone, and it said he's like La La Land, and then the guys from La La Land came up and like, no, it wasn't that. Even the guys were nice enough to say, no, it wasn't us. He's like, Moonlight, you guys won.
Right.
You watch Moonlight?
Nope.
Yeah.
Can't say I've seen a lot of recent movies, Jay.
It's kind of a forbidden love movie, dude. It's kind of like African American inner city, and he basically finds out he's homosexual. So yeah, so it's kind of like one of those like he's coming of age. He's identifying himself.
Literally,
it was artsy, man. Yeah, right. It was artsy, but it's like Boys Don't Cry.
Okay,
that's another movie that I caught recently, man. Never saw it before. Hilary Swank, dude, what a great actress, man. We talked about $1 Million Baby, remember?
Yeah, it's a shame that she's not appearing in any movies anymore.
She's paid, man. She's comfy. She's probably just chilling.
Yeah, or like Hollywood's. She's too old for movies now.
Get out of here. She can still reinvent herself.
You never know, dude. Look at athletes at 33. They tell you you're ready for retirement. You know?
Yeah, but when you're an entertainment and performer, man, there is no age limit, man. You don't retire because other athletes.
Presuming you got more than just an exterior. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
like there's them flashy actors and actresses who look good on film, but just that's all they offer.
Well, I mean, I could mention Meryl Streep, I could mention Frances McDormand or Allison Janney.
Well, yeah, but I got my questions about Meryl Streep. You know,
what do you mean? You don't think she's a great actress? Overrated?
I don't think she's the greatest, the actress that they hype her out to be.
Yeah.
I think she was a product of
Hollywood
a
propaganda and
kind of machine. Yeah.
Do you think she did favors for Weinstein to get there?
I think she did multiple favors. Yes.
Because I mean, you think of like who Weinstein went after, like Uma Thurman, and you're like, really, Meryl Streep?
Right, because Meryl Streep was probably like the den mother. She's like, you gotta do what you gotta do, sit in the nest and roost a little.
I guess so.
But
that's what I was mentioning earlier. That's why I like Frances McDormand so much.
I was reading an article about Barbara Streisand the other day.
Really?
And how she's got 2 dogs that are clones.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Dude,
that's weird.
That is some next level Hollywood bananas BS.
Right.
Like,
just
you don't even live.
Right.
Remember when cloning was just becoming a scientific thing?
When they cloned the sheep.
And then they were like, that's it. We're not cloning nothing else.
Right.
Now all of a sudden
you can't
they're cloning.
Play God, man.
No, but now because Barbara Streisand has a little bit of money and a pull somehow.
She has a lot of money, man.
She could just be like, here's 20 G's. I want to clone my dog.
I think it's got to be more.
And then they show videos of these dogs, and it's the creepiest thing you'd ever
see.
But
that's the thing, though. It's just like, let it go, man. Talk about some psychiatric
No, but that's how you know these people aren't on the same plane of existence with the rest of us, man. They got money to where they can clone animals.
That's not right, man.
I can't even afford to get like medicine,
That's crazy, man.
But she can go buy some animals from just Here's some DNA from my old dog, his old toothbrush. Get out of here, dude.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Meryl Streep, anytime she opens her mouth about social injustice, I'm like, somebody punch her in it. Right. I don't want to hear it from your ivory tower. Lady. You live way up there. Right. People cook you breakfast.
Keep criticizing Trump, but you cloned your dog.
Yeah, no. So there's that. So let's move on. We got a couple of quick stories from around the world as well. There's some local stuff from here in Chicago. So might as well get started with something that's kind of about or maybe regarding or concerning Northwestern.
Kind of, sort of?
I don't know. I don't know. We got to read the story. So according to NBC5, Chicago judge issues a gag order on an ex-professor in a Chicago murder case. I wonder who it could be. I just alluded to who it might be. Court records show that the judge has issued a gag order on attorneys in the case of a former Northwestern University professor and British man charged in a Chicago fatal stabbing last summer. The Chicago Tribune reports that Cook County Judge Charles Burns signed the order on February 14th. There have been no discussion of the order during recent court hearings, and the judge has given no public reason why it's needed. That would be something people would want to know, right? Why would you do this?
Right.
The order prohibits lawyers and law enforcement from publicly expressing opinions about the cases or discussing evidence or testimony. So in other words, they can't talk about it, so you don't know about it. Former Northwestern professor Wyndham Latham and Andrew Warren have pleaded not guilty in the July stabbing death of 26-year-old Trenton Cornell Darren The men are accused of attacking Cornell Darren while he slept in Latham's Chicago apartment, stabbing him dozens of times. Sounds like they were entertaining some guests, and the guests got a little uncomfortable and started stabbing people.
This is like a lover's quarrel, you think?
I don't know what's happening here, but it sounds like
It sounds like it because there's no chicks involved.
Sounds like a situation where some KY was nearby.
Ew.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yay.
I can't judge man without knowing more than what's on the surface, but I do know that when people are silenced from talking about it, there's something going on there. There's some really
Was there a gag order going on that night as well, was the question.
Was there a gimp somewhere in the vicinity with a gag outfit on? Oh man, here's something. Serial underwear bandits hit a Bloomingdale's Victoria's Secrets.
Panty bandit?
Panty bandits.
Was it the lambdas in that one scene in Revenge of the Nerds?
Yeah, they had the panty raid after they set up the cameras. Oh, it's, the one Asian, the hair pie.
All right. Eat a pie for charity. He's like, come on, what is this? Pan down. I want to see Bush, Booker says.
Oh, yeah. He's like, look, it's pictures of your girlfriend.
I love it. That's my pie.
Yeah. Chicago women stole more than $2,000 in goods from a Victoria's Secrets in Bloomingdale. The charges allege.
Oh, man.
A Chicago woman has been charged with stealing more than $2,000 in merchandise from this Victoria's Secrets in Bloomingdale, DuPage County prosecutors have said. Latasha Garrett, 25 of the 1600 block of East 82nd Street. What are you doing in Bloomingdale? Was charged Wednesday with burglary after authorities allege she stole items from the store in Stratford Square Mall. That's a lot of distance between her home and the mall.
I'm just driving through. Just passing through.
Garrett appeared Thursday in bond court where she was released and $30,000 recognized bond, prosecutors said.
Oh.
It is alleged that Garrett and several accomplices... Hang on, I gotta change. I can't even hear nothing.
Hello? Hear you.
You hear me?
I hear you.
I don't hear nothing. Okay.
I hear you.
I got it now. It is alleged that Garrett and several accomplices entered the store about 5:14 p.m. Wednesday and took numerous items with a value of $2,313 and then exited the store without paying. I wish I could have been there to see how this all went down.
Right. The clerk was like, them not your panties. Them not your panties.
Police were called after an initial investigation. Garrett was apprehended about half hour following a traffic stop, prosecutors said. The incident is still under investigation. Did she have the stuff or not? That's all you need to investigate.
Right.
You got it. That's it. You got a conviction.
Right. She probably wore all of them at the same time. You're like, oh, she's like, no, I'm expecting a child.
Oh, man. She got sizes too small, so it's all stretched out.
Ew. Let's hope she was clean on there, too. If not.
No.
Yeah, why would you want those back?
No, you're going to try to sell fishy garments?
Ew. There's actually a market for that, man. You can actually buy a used. I know this. I know because of a friend.
I've heard of this. It's in Japan.
No, actually, it's right down the street, like in Humboldt Park or Logan Square, man. You'd be surprised what you can find.
Man, there's used panty shops in the mega mall.
There's girls that'll do anything for money, dude, in college tuition. They'll be like, I'll take my panties out in front of you.
Oh, man, haven't you gone
cash.
to any of them sports bars in Stone Park, dude? Them girls will do anything for money.
No, I try to stay away from those, man. That's gross. No, I'm good.
So, yeah, serial underwear bandits may strike again. Look out.
Ew.
Chicago fills get this, Jay, 108,000 potholes a year.
Yeah.
And they're going to tell us more about it from the Chicago Tribune.
I stepped into the hole initially in November. So about mid-November, I was trying to take a shortcut across the curb, and
That's
it
your own
was
damn
at that
fault.
point a lot smaller, and it was obscured by leaves. So it was just big enough for my foot to step through, and it ended up injuring my leg. Thankfully, not very seriously. It was all just scrapes. So that, I believe, was November 16th. So I contacted the city the next day, and I didn't request a follow-up at that time because I assumed that they would
I got to go to work. That's why.
And after waiting a few months, I gave them the benefit of the doubt that over the wintertime it might be difficult. But now that it's warming up, I contacted them again, and this time requested a follow-up. So on, I believe, February 15th, I received a letter.
Who does this woman think she is? She could just order the Department of Transportation around to fill potholes.
I could see the hole from my home where I was opening and reading the letter. So I wish I could say I was surprised, but I feel like that's almost typical Chicago politics, unfortunately. So I'm really
She's
hoping
sitting
that
on
it
a
gets
curb
fixed
in the middle of the afternoon.
besides
Clearly
my
got no
clumsy
job.
self, there's a lot of children and dogs that live around here.
You afraid of a dog stepping in a pothole?
I hope that this will give it the coverage to let it be fixed, and I also hope that they do a lot for the other streets in general, because
I can't help but point out how far outside the crosswalk this pothole is, lady.
Yeah.
So, according to Chicago, it fills 108,000 potholes this year in a normal, quote, season, but one crater shows gap in how the city handles them. Chicago crews have filled 108,000 potholes and counting this year. Jay, that seems like an excessive amount of potholes.
That's a lot, man. I crossed one on North Avenue. God, when was it?
Doesn't it just seem...
It was bad, man.
Doesn't it seem like they're just not fixing the street right if all these potholes are 108,000,
Yeah,
Jay?
of course not.
Like, what the hell?
Where's the... what I want to know is where's the meter money going to?
It's private investors, for the next 80-something years now, thanks to Daley.
Right.
We all know about the...
So that bid, the money that the city got, where's that going is the question, too.
Private investors, dude. Just like all the cameras. Oh, it's something else. I think I got that news story next, but we'll talk about what Ron wants to do for them. Your
boy Ron.
Yeah, sure. He's my boy as long as I get to drag him out back and beat him senseless. It wasn't that vicious a pothole season. It was relatively mild. Okay. From December and the beginning of January, said Tom Carney, first deputy commissioner of the Chicago Department of Transportation. He said the city then got hit with the snowstorms and rain, which made an impact. See, what happens is it rains and then it freezes, and the water freezes in the cracks of the pavement, and when it freezes, it expands. That thing called science. So this busts up the concrete. So a little crack in a windshield, even, if you get water in it and it gets cold enough and freezes, it'll crack even further.
Right.
And then you got a serious problem because every time it rains and freezes, it's going to get worse.
Isn't that if you say when you leave a little bit of water in a pool, it's going to crack and it's going to mess it up? So
yeah. The count so far this year is lower than last year's count. Jesus, what was it, 150,000? This year's count for January and February, 126,000. Jesus. Michael Claffey said that it's because the roads are in better condition. Obviously not. 100,000. If this was a meeting for how can we improve our methods of operation, And Jay came to me and he's like, "Hey man, we take care of the streets and the potholes. There's 108,000. 108,000. Why are there so many potholes? What are these? Is this like 15 in one little cluster? I don't understand it. You're obviously doing something wrong at the construction level. If there's that many potholes, I don't see buildings with these many holes. Like, I understand they don't get driven on, but." You know, they're subject to the same conditions of weather as well. You get tuck pointing every 15 years. You don't get a whole new side of the building. So we're finding fewer potholes to fill, and we're filling them. Yeah, well, until it's time to repave the street. Sometimes answering a complaint can require more than one city department to get involved. Of course. How else can they give you the runaround bureaucratically without telling you, hey, you got to go fill out paperwork everywhere else, too? That was the case with a deep, dangerous pothole in North Richmond Street in the Avondale neighborhood on the Northwest Side. Let's read all about how these white people were inconvenienced on the Northwest Side. Last fall, Chelsea Brown, 28, a yoga teacher, God forbid, she stepped off the curb into what she thought was a patch of leaf-covered street, and it turned out to be a deep hole that scraped her leg.
Ooh.
Oh, poor woman.
I guess namaste, I should have stayed home.
That's right. On this day, namaste. So, yeah. Oh, and the other unrelated story about ROM was that they're expanding public transportation camera systems to the same company that does all the street cameras. So they're about to make $3 million more or 30-something million more dollars.
Of course.
Of revenue just by selling the city high-definition cameras. There's already cameras in place. They're just 720. They want 1080. So, you know, they get to spend all this extra money. It's bad enough that with the Obama Museum and all the other traffic lights they've approved this year, like, there is no money in this city or state. So where are we going to get it?
Right. Just imagine we would have got the Lucas Museum, man.
Imagine you get to go there once a year, because how many times are you going to go to the Lucas Museum in a year?
Oh, are you kidding me? These nerds would have been there like once a month, man, at least.
Yeah, okay, so there's a group that'll go once a month, but
there's a lot of there are people that come from out of state to see the Lucas, to see something dedicated to Star Wars and Indiana Jones. Oh, they'll show up, man.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not. I don't see it bringing like monumental amounts of money.
If you co-branded it, I can see your point. But if you co-branded it with like one of
Coca-Cola,
with like one of the Comic Cons down in the McCormick place,
they'd never do that. Are you crazy?
Why wouldn't they?
Because
why wouldn't one of the Star Wars
first of
actors?
all, Lucas lost all his rights to Star Wars when he sold it to Disney.
Okay,
so the museum would feature everything but Star Wars, I would assume. And what is that? Fraggle Rock and Spielberg stuff.
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck. I actually watched that movie not too long ago.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that?
The bad guy who was the principal from Ferris Bueller.
Oh, the pedophile?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he turns into the crap monster at the end. Oh, my God. It's such a bad movie. I hope
that's horrible. Yeah, that was a bad movie.
I hope Marvel brings him back, because they keep teasing him at the end of
Guardians
movies.
of the Galaxy,
yeah.
man. That's who mentions him the most.
And he looks like a more pristine character, a more distinguished duck this time around, as opposed to a little dude in a suit. You know, like the original. He had the bomber jacket, like Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So a woman claimed, oh, this is a crazy story. According to Dallas News, a gang rape was a hoax by a bloody teen who had run. Oh, man, are they going to block me out of this because I'm using an ad blocker?
What, did she run like backwards through a cornfield? Bend over?
Oh, man. This didn't happen to me when I farmed this story. We're going to go move on past it. But anyway, it turns out she ran into a church half naked and bloody, screaming about how 3 black dudes had raped her, and it turns out she was full of crap, and led the police on this kind of manhunt for 3 dudes that didn't exist. And sure enough, they were like, well, these guys, they figured out your story was full of crap, and then they were like, you're going to face some federal charges for this lady, which I agree. You can't, that's a disgusting crime to inflate and to mislead people about. It's one thing if it happened and you said nothing, because then it's like, oh, justice can't be served. But now you're trying to have justice served on people that don't exist. So what's the thing here? What are you doing? Stop being a selfish, self-centered person and trying to get attention. That's the wrong way to get it. Go on Facebook and do something stupid like everybody else.
Right. Make it go viral. And then question your adulthood.
But, Jay, I don't know if you knew this, but rap legend Rick Ross.
Yeah, he's clinging on to life, man.
Clinging to life as of Friday in the hospital, as TMZ reports here. A machine takes over for the lungs and heart. This appears to be some sort of complication with cardiac arrest. Rick Ross has been hooked up to a machine that's taking over the functions for his heart and his lungs, according to sources connected to the music mogul. Rick is in Miami area hospital getting treatment in the cardiac unit. A strong sign he may have suffered a heart attack, which manifested itself as respiratory issues early Thursday morning. TMZ broke the story. Rick was rushed to the hospital after a 911 call reported he was unresponsive and slobbering at the mouth.
Yeah, that's terrible, man.
Yeah, man.
Prayers to him and his family, man. I mean, that's all you can say. I mean, he suffered from seizures before. He's had a lot of health issues. He lost a lot of weight. But, oh, man, it's terrible, man.
Yeah, there's a number of factors that can give you heart conditions. We're told doctors have put him on something called ECMO, an extracorporeal membrane oxygenation. It's a technique used to oxygenate his blood outside the body before it's pumped back into his body. Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's
well, we'll always have that hit, though, right? You know what I'm talking about, right?
The hit? Which hit is that? Oh, yeah. That was, every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Yeah, that's, the last good Cat Williams album.
Remember, the intro is like, man, he's like, even if you work at McDonald's and your job requires some hustling. One of the funniest intro skits, dude, ever. For stand-up comedian. Dude. He takes a drink of the Coke that he puts the lid on and gives it to the guy.
Yeah. Here, I'll do you one solid, G.
All right, what we got? You remember that? That's what I do, too, man. At my job and stuff, I'll take a sip of their Coke and stuff and then hand it to them. Here you go, man. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for the hit of caffeine.
Oh.
Ooh.
That's just a facade.
It's just a facade. Mr. Rick Rouse.
Here we go.
The real Miami.
What else we got going on? Oh, Jay, I gotta play. I'm sorry, I gotta cut Rick Ross off here. I got a video here I found earlier today of a daddy who found his son's dank stash as he was doing his laundry while his son was away at school. And Pappy here is a Pappy Loco, so he lets him have it as only
what's up, buddy?
a Hispanic
Everybody there?
father could.
I'm going to give a shout out to Danny.
I'm going to need you to translate some of this, Jay.
He's at school right now. He's making daddy proud right now.
So he says
Danny,
his kid's
I'm
away
doing
at
your
school.
Your laundry, buddy. What I like about laundry is that if I find something that I don't like, I throw it away. Just don't let me find your shit in my house.
So he's got like a little film container with a couple of nugs in it.
It's gonna happen.
So he's dumping his stash into the toilet.
Not that much in there.
No.
Enough for a couple hits.
Yeah, that was enough for like to the
couple
to
hours
of the
Next time,
yeah.
take care of your shit.
Dad
I don't want to see
that.
it
Dad
in my
don't
house.
want it. Nope.
They get it, you're cheap.
All right, buddy? I love you.
They can take your house away.
This for you, I'm good. Oh, there's some right there. There's some left right there. You want to keep that one? I don't think so.
Pee on it. Pee on it.
It was like a little nug that didn't go down the first flush.
A little, I always see that nugget that doesn't want to go down.
Hey, look.
Yeah. Oh, it's still coming back.
No quiere irse.
He doesn't want to go.
Necio como tú. Mira.
Oh, look at that. Rebellious like
No
you.
quiere irse. Ahorita le echamos más agua, no te preocupes. Don't worry about it. I got you, bro. It's you and me. Woo! Yo, you can have this one back. I'll give it back to you.
You can have the container back.
So you don't have to pay for
no problem.
Here we go again.
Not a problem.
You don't have to pay for
time.
it. Just pay for more weed.
Oh, I still don't want to go.
Yeah, Mr. Ramirez, why don't you check your plumbing system
Are
there,
you
dude?
kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Called you landlord. Called you landlord.
I hope you understand. I don't
Called
want
you landlord. The
shit
drainage is
inside
not good.
my house. If I found it, I'll throw it away.
I throw it away.
Like your lighter as well.
Oh.
Se fue, papá. No más.
It left.
Mira.
It left, Daddy-o.
Terco.
Ooh. Just pee on it, man.
You got to put a little piece of toilet paper over it.
Right.
Because it's too buoyant. It's not going to sink. Oh, it
Okay.
went.
Ya se fue.
That's okay.
It's gone.
See you, buddy. I love you. I'm doing this because I love you. You know that, huh?
I love you too, Daddy.
No hard feelings?
No hard feelings, Daddy. I get more marijuana later.
You just flushed a gram, Dad. What do you mean no
You
hard
could have sold that, man. That could have been a 12-pack of Budweisers and some pack of Marlboros, man.
We could have some cervezas, pappy.
I know. You could have some Modelos and some chimichangas.
So I'll go ahead and I'll post that video up on the Facebook fan page. You can check that out. If you want to reach out, you could do so. The area code and phone number is 847-866-9687. We're about to take one more music break here and then get into some sports. Right. But I've got one more video that I'll post on the Facebook fan page.
Daddy should have been like, Pablo, honey, please come home to Florida.
Yeah.
Pablo, honey, you
Are
washing
you
your
washing
ass?
your ass?
You bastard. Pablo, honey, please come back to Florida.
I miss you, Pablo.
Come down to Florida.
So this video is a quick video of a jerk in a sports car. And
Oh, get out of here. I've never seen one of those.
No? Well, he has a great end to his trip here.
Wow.
Oh, wait, hit them brakes. Oh. That's about 4 feet of water he just drove in there.
Yeah, I've just fucking crashed into a river, dude.
You just locked your engines, what you did there, Chief.
That's right. You flooded your engine.
Ooh.
That ain't going to start again. And he's on the phone when it happened.
Yeah, right?
Come on, dude. I'm in a river. I'm fucked.
Well, sit right down on your heel or tail, a tail of right.
The SS Minnow.
Yeah.
Well, what did you expect, jerk?
Water's coming into my car. See ya.
Oh, now I got to get off the phone.
Ah, bollocks.
I mean, it's not like it shouldn't have been on the phone in the first place, but now let me get off the phone.
Ah, you rain puller, you being a wanker. You chubby wanker.
So his
No, oh, fuck, dude. If you saw the situation that I'm in right now.
Is that Colin McGregor talking?
No.
What the fool camping in my car, man?
He's an Aussie Australian, you know.
Oh, he's Australian.
Yes, sir.
I won't have enough time to put a shrimp on the Barbie.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. That was a combination of languages right there.
It was like
dude.
Middle Eastern.
He's like slapping the bass. He's like, Peter, you sound like a leprechaun.
Stop wheezing the juice.
No, wheezing the juice.
So you're checking out the LOERadio Show here at WNUR-FM, Evanston and Chicago. My name is Tim Radicek, and that is the mixologist, Jay Sal.
That's right.
We'll be here till roughly 2 a.m. this morning until LOERadio comes at your ears loud and clear. So we're going to take our final music break, and our music selection tonight has all been about calling, communication, and that kind of stuff. So let's see what we got here queued up. Oh, it's Janet. Y'all love Janet.
Hey, this is Big J. Okerson, and you're listening. It's hilarious. Hey, this is Big J. Okerson, and you're listening to Laugh or Else Radio. I don't know what the else is, but I'm looking at this guy, and it's probably involving butt stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dance party full effect here at WNUR-FM, Evanston and Chicago. My name is Tim Radicek, your freeform community DJ, and that other voice, the monster over there, is Jay Sal, the mixologist.
Roar, that's me, baby.
Hulk smash.
Hulk smash. Well, give me some couple girls dancing, twerking to this, and Hulk smash for show.
Yeah, but Jay don't want no basic bitches.
No basic bitches. By the way, that was Patrick Warburton from Seinfeld, not Rob Riggleman. He's the other big guy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's the in the face. In the face from The Hangover.
He was Putty, right?
Patrick Warburton was Putty.
Yeah. He went to the New Jersey Devils game and the
With the
Devils scared the hell out of the priest in the car.
Was funny. I'm a big Seinfeld fan, dude. That was a funny ass episode, man.
Yeah. Always good characters on Seinfeld.
Absolutely, dude. Curb, man. Larry David, man.
Yeah, that's came back for another season.
That's right.
So we are rounding third base on our way home in the LOERadio radio show. So if you wanted to stay with us after the show, you could do so by reaching out on the Facebook fan page at LOERadio Show. You can also find us on Twitter and YouTube using the hashtag LOERadio. We're going to talk some sports because the sports thing is something to talk about. And spring training is in full swing.
That is right, sir. That is right. We have both sides of town are doing their thing, getting ready to do baseball just around the corner, Timmer.
Just around the corner. It's like April 4th, I want to say.
That's right. We have some good stuff going on.
We got March Madness before that, though.
That we do. We have actually.
Wait, do you think Trump's gonna pick a bracket?
Probably, man. He's I have the best words. I have the best bracket picks.
It's all southern states.
Probably.
It's like,
let's see who voted. Who's the swing vote for me? Then I'm gonna pick that one. Actually, it was the Chicago Cubs defeating the Cincinnati Reds by the final score of 7-4, and the Cubs first pitch will be at 2:10 in the Cactus League against the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Let me see what else we got. We got the Southsiders, the Chicago White Sox, playing at their. What do you think of what do you think of that stadium name now, man? You got to give me some of that. Guaranteed
Rate Field. It's
with the arrow going down, which I don't think does it justice, man.
It's a lot of gibberish to say.
Right.
It's not going to be cool for the announcers.
Right.
What do you think Hawk's going to call it?
Guaranteed GF.
Yeah.
GRF, maybe.
Get right field.
Good old GRF, like Ralph Hurley.
Yeah.
They'll
come up with a nickname.
The Chicago White Sox defeated those pesky Kansas City Royals by a final tally of 9-5. And next up for the White Sox on the Sunday afternoon at 2:05 p.m. first pitch will be the San Diego Padres. Let me see. In boxing news, we have the only American heavyweight champion with any valor, known as Deontay Wilder from Sweet Home, Alabama, defeated Luis Ortiz via 10th round knockout after Deontay Wilder, the champ, was in a lot of trouble in the middle to later rounds.
Those are the highlights you were showing me?
That was a highlight that I showed you during our radio or music break. You saw that, man, those right hands. Up next for Mr. Deontay Wilder will be none other than Anthony Joshua. Man, this is going to be like Pacific Rim, but for real, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be two big 6 foot, I think 6'6" heavyweights, man, going to be slugging it out. So that'll be bringing boxing back more than Mayweather and McGregor did. I can tell you that.
Oh, did you see how they're planning McGregor Mayweather 2?
That's just a cash grab, dude. Inside the octagon.
Yeah.
That's nothing more than a cash grab, dude. Mayweather is not a UFC grappler.
And I can't imagine he would even step into the octagon.
He will. He'll do it for the right price. They saw exactly how much they made in that last August bout. But
but the second he gets grappled, he's going to tap.
That's the thing, though. The thing about being an elusive fighter, what he's mastered throughout his illustrious
it doesn't
career.
matter because in boxing, you got to break if you get grappled. In the UFC, that's
where the money is.
Where the action happens, right. Well, and there's no ref there to stop you from
this. This has been one thing that Mayweather's always said about that sport, that if you have a good guy that can throw punches and move, that even the chance to get both hands on you is going to be kind of hard to do. But I don't think he's the right guy to go in there, man. There's other guys that are actually good fighters street fighters.
There's nowhere to go. I don't care how good you can dance a punch around some jabs,
I got you.
man.
I understand what you're saying.
But McGregor he'll corner you and then he'll put you on your back and the fight's over.
Right. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens.
And
man,
then they're gonna
cash grab.
Then they're gonna be like, well, let's have a best of 3, and then how do you decide where they fight the last fight? It'll be
the boxing, man.
That's right.
Right. You get one, I get one, I get one.
You get one, I get 2.
Yeah, right. You get one, I get one, I get one.
You also should have mentioned that the White Sox were snubbed on Wheel of Fortune last week.
That was actually a couple weeks ago, man, that they were in town Good old Pat Sajak and Vanna White decided to do the little crossings with all the Chicago professional
What is it, the
sports
before and
teams.
after?
Right, and it was Bulls, Blackhawks, Bears, Cubs, but no White Sox, man.
No, unfortunately, they got overlooked.
Right, the redheaded stepchild, man. ESPN does that a lot when they mentioned Chicago franchises to win a championship.
Yeah,
they'll mention everybody but the White Sox
because they haven't had a dynasty yet.
Neither have the Cubs.
No, that's true.
You know, they just got the following. Man.
Yeah,
I don't care.
They've
man.
always had the
White
following,
Sox.
though.
I'm gonna live and die by my White Sox, man. That's
shizzle.
still my team, man. We're gonna catch one. We talked about it, right?
Yeah.
The Laugh or Else Radio Show will be not necessarily from the park, but we'll have highlights of our little field trip out, boys and girls.
Yeah, we'll have an outing.
Yeah, Timmer and I have talked about it, man, off the air, and we're gonna be going to a Sox Cubs game, man.
Yeah.
We have to decide. We got to go to Wrigleyville, right? Of course we do, man.
Maybe we could do one on each.
That'd be nice, dude. Can you get the time off, you busy man? You?
Yeah, well, I mean, if we do some weekend games, sure.
That'd be fun, dude. That'd be, but the thing is this, though. Check this out, though, man. Last year, they had the crosstown rivalry. Mm-hmm. Dude, it was Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, man. There was no weekend games.
Oh, that's
it was 2-2, man. So who knows what's going to be this season, man. But I'll go to I like Wrigleyville, dude. It's a party town, man.
Sure.
Party town, excellent.
Just any experience near a ballpark is a good experience.
Right. We can go to Murphy's. We can go to Cubby Bear.
Yeah. Well,
there's a lot of action.
Right.
There's a lot of a lot of.
We're
hot
not
stuff.
trying to be around them bars on the south side, though.
We could, man. Come on down. Pablo, honey,
not only that,
down to the south side.
Not only that, I got friends that are connected to south side. And
connected, huh?
Yeah, like the restaurant that's out there.
Oh, okay.
We might have
connected. I thought you meant like the south side, like mafioso type of thing.
We might buy seats for the game, but we'll end up sitting in the restaurant at the window.
That'd be cool, man.
Yeah,
that'd be very cool. We'll do both, dude. I'll take you. How about that? We go to the Sox Park. I'll take you down the street and get some good tacos, man.
Oh, cheesy.
Absolutely, dude. But yeah, it's gonna be. We can expect that sometime in June, obviously.
Yes, sir.
And that'll be a fun outing, dude. It'll be a fun time. Man.
The Blackhawks have snapped a road losing streak.
Thank God.
With a final win last evening. Not impressive by any means, but it's a W, right?
They'll take it at this point, man. They are bad right now, man.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's once you win a championship, all these guys demand more money.
Right.
And the salary cap is your factor.
Correct.
It becomes a problem to maintain a winning squad because guys want more money,
Yeah.
And they deserve it. Why not? You won a title. You brought a title to that franchise. It's time to get paid. I don't disagree. The Bears are in talks with Miami to trade Jordan Howard. How disappointing is that, Jay?
That's very disappointing, man.
Man, he ran like a tank.
But this is the same team that had the whole Curtis Enos fiasco and still was able to bounce back with a good running back.
And then Enos comes, not Enos. Who was it that went to the Bengals? Like before the
troubled guy, right?
Was it? He was.
Yeah, I know you're talking about, man. I can't think.
But
of his name either.
He left, and then he was like a hot deal, a hot commodity for Cincinnati for 2 years.
Right. Yeah, he was.
And then I don't know. It seems like when the Bears lose players, they end up doing better elsewhere.
Isn't that always the case, right?
Yeah, it's always seems to be the way it happens. So, I mean, anything else?
That's it. That's all I got, man. I'm trying to look at the dates here. We're looking at the Chicago Sox at Cubs. You ready for this, Timmer?
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at May 11th, Friday, May 11th, Saturday the 12th, or Sunday, May 13th.
Look at that. All weekend games.
All weekend games. You were right. Actually, they must have realized that people like to go out on the weekends and do their thing and enjoy the ambiance of their surroundings as opposed to having it during the week.
I mean, it is
for the kids, man.
It is like it's the Crosstown Classic is what I'll always warmly refer to it as because
of course, man.
It used to be an exhibition during the season, where now it's they had the cross league play,
right?
Because they added 4 teams to the league since then.
That's right.
So I mean, other than that, Jay, I think we're about to wrap it up.
It looks like we are, Timmer. It was another good show, man. 3 weeks in a row, man. Really good, strong outings, dude.
Another fantastic show.
Let's keep it going, sir.
We always post the replays on the YouTubes. You can check it out at the LOERadio Radio Show fan page on Facebook, or use the hashtag LOERadio on Twitter as well as YouTube to find those previous episodes. For the mixologist Jay Sell, I am Timmer Radicek. And the next time we talk, it'll be about Phonathon. So we're going to have a mighty good show for you then, because we have guaranteed listeners. So we're going to have to impress somebody. But stay tuned, because the freeform programming is not done here. Arise Radio steps in next.